Please be seated. Order, honorable members. In accordance with Council Rule 2471, there will be no notices of motion or motions without notice. But I'm told that the political parties have agreed to have statements being made after questions have been completed, directed to the Deputy President. And the statements are going to be on the Springboks winning the 2019 Rugby World Cup. Before we proceed to questions, I would like to take this opportunity to welcome the Deputy President. And after the question sessions to the Deputy President, as has been indicated, we'll have statements. But it's also quite important, honorable members, that when we direct questions to the Deputy President, we should note the following. The time for reply by the Deputy President to a question is 5 minutes. Only 4 supplementary questions allowed per question. A member who has asked the initial question would be the first to be afforded an opportunity to ask a supplementary question. The time for asking supplementary question is 2 minutes, and the time for reply to a supplementary question is 4 minutes. The supplementary question, whatever supplementary question is asked, must emanate from the initial question. So, honorable members, the first question is question number 7, asked by Honorable A.B. Koia on the critical asset maintenance strategies, and is directed to the Deputy President. Yeah, what's the point of order?
Request Deputy President the question.
No, we'll do it just now. So the first question is as indicated, is from Honorable Koia, directed to the Deputy President on critical asset maintenance strategies. We'll now ask the Deputy President to proceed to the podium.
Chair, on a point of order, please. Chairperson, I don't have a problem with the Deputy President or any other President or Minister standing at the podium. On a point of order, I just want you then, or any person sitting in the chair, to please look through the Minister or the Deputy President or around him to just recognize this part of the House for questions as well. Thank you.
We always try, honorable members, to do this process in an orderly manner and in a way that ensures that everyone gets an opportunity to ask a question. But there's a maximum of of 4 supplementary questions. And please raise your hands as early as possible so that you are noted. But you can't raise your hand now before there's a response. Yeah, but as soon as possible. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chair. Before answering the question, let me take this opportunity briefly to join the President and the country in congratulating the Springbok. We want to say to the Springbok, thank you for bringing the cup at home. Thank you for unifying us. Thank you for lifting our spirits and showing all of us with this sense of positivity that we so desire as we tackle all our challenges. Thank you for reminding us that we're still a rainbow nation. Chair, we indeed acknowledge that our country is currently experiencing enormous energy challenges that have a potential to hinder prospects for new investment and economic growth. However, government has put in place key performance indicators and targets that are outlined in the shareholder compact to ensure that Eskom executes maintenance at its generation, transmission, and distribution assets. The shareholder compact is signed by the Eskom board and the Minister of Public Enterprise and is revised on an annual basis. The National Development Plan has identified the need for South Africa to invest in a strong network of economic infrastructure designed to support the country's medium and long-term economic and social objectives. Energy infrastructure is therefore a critical component that underpins our economic activity and growth in our development trajectory. It is, however, Chair, concerning that Eskom's fleet performance has since deteriorated due to lack of maintenance, refurbishment over the years, greatly compromising the security of electricity supply. This situation is also worsened, among other things, by coal shortages and the supply of substandard coal. With regards to grid reliability, Eskom has a responsibility to conduct maintenance of its grid assets according to published standards that are benchmarked with international best practices. In the course of time, there have been weaknesses in terms of adherence to published standards. However, as government, we are working very hard to ensure that Eskom and the power utility reverts back to the compliance with these published standards. With an aging power station fleet, we need for planned midlife refurbishment to increase and meet the life expectations of these power plants. Critical areas that need work have been identified and are being funded and resourced to renew the power plants to a more reliable state. Unfortunately, all these shortfalls have resulted in rotational load shedding being implemented this year early and during the past 3 weeks of October. With regards to the current generation capacity of the coal power stations, we advise that as we stand, we are standing at the maximum available power of 36,221 megawatts. Under the leadership of the Minister of Public Enterprise, work is currently underway to ensure that interruptions in the performance of coal power stations is minimized to avoid disruptions and load shedding. Accelerated economic growth, rising population, and the expansion of human settlement and industrial development zones must be matched by targeted measures on the side of government to cater for energy security needs. Government remains committed to ensuring that ESCOM is supported to address persistent sustainability challenges, including unsustainable levels of debt, underinvestment, and inadequate maintenance of plants, resulting in energy supply interruptions. To this end, ESCOM has developed a detailed turnaround plan to address its structural, operational, and financial challenges. This entails a clear focus on improving efficiencies, reducing costs, optimizing plant performance, and enhancing government systems. In spite of these difficulties ahead, we believe that policy reforms announced by the President in respect of positioning ESCOM will put ESCOM on a sustainable recovery path. Government continues to provide the necessary support to ESCOM to ensure that prospects of investment, economic growth, and job creations are not negatively impacted. Last week, the Minister of Public Enterprise released a new roadmap on ESCOM outlining government's plans for the future of ESCOM. The roadmap for ESCOM proposes a new business model which will provide reliable, affordable, economically competitive, and environmentally sustainable electricity that will drive inclusive economic growth. We therefore urge organized labor, business, energy experts, and civil society at large to constructively engage the Minister on this proposed roadmap to explore lasting solutions. Alongside efforts to address ESCOM's challenges, Cabinet has since approved the Integrated Resource Plan, which seeks to diversify our energy mix through the introduction of alternative sources of energy. While coal continues to play a significant role in electricity generation, new investment will need to be channeled to more efficient coal technologies, including exploration of other sources of energy like nuclear, gas, wind, hydro, and energy storage. In the medium to long term, we should be able to see a steady improvement in the country's ability to supply reliable energy that will support economic growth. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Deputy President. The first supplementary question goes to Koya.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chairperson. Thanks to you, Honorable Deputy President, for a comprehensive response to the question. However, one other thing that I need to check, in fact, it's common cause that most of the challenges of ESCOM that result in government taking decisions from time to time to bail ESCOM out are as a result of monies that are owed to ESCOM by the municipalities for the supply of electricity. And this municipality owe ESCOM as a result of non-payments. Government departments do not pay their bills on time. Big businesses also owe municipalities huge sums of money, making it difficult for them to pay. But lastly, also the challenges that our own people have, the challenges of the culture of non-payment. That was, of course, as a result of the boycotts during the apartheid regime. So people have not yet gone to that culture. So is there a plan for government that we encourage those that owe to pay, so that we reduce the monies that are spent on funding and recapitalizing ESCOM? And lastly, the issue of cable theft and illegal connections. How do we deal with those challenges? Thank you very much, Chair.